2021 has been an absolutely amazing year for the LEGO Marvel Superheroes theme. I think most fans would agree that this is the best year for this theme in its entire history. And now that we've gotten official looks at most of these sets releasing in 2021, I thought this would be a great time to go back and rank some of the greatest sets that LEGO has made. So guys, today we are going to be counting down the top 10 best LEGO Marvel Superhero sets of all time. But real quick, before we get into it, I did want to give a really quick reminder that the giveaway for $100 worth of your choice of LEGO sets is still going on, so you could actually win a bunch of the amazing sets that are coming out this summer. All you got to do to enter is make sure you are subscribed, follow that link in the description, and then sign in with your YouTube account. That's it, super simple and 100% free. And it also turns out that less than 7% of you guys watching these videos are subscribed to the channel, so make sure you subscribe because it's free and you'll also get a chance at winning some free LEGO. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. So this top 10 list is completely based off of my personal opinion, and it was really tough to narrow it down to 10 sets because there are so many amazing sets from this theme, but I was able to do it, so let's go ahead and jump into number 10 here, which is set number 76125, Iron Man Hall of Armor. This set was released in 2019 with the Endgame wave of sets, and it retailed for $60 and included 524 pieces. Now right off the bat, I know this is a set that is not on a lot of people's top 10 lists, but the reason I have it on my top 10 list is because, as you guys know, I am a huge Iron Man fan. He's my favorite Marvel superhero by far, and I actually collect every single LEGO minifigure they've made of his suit, so getting a set like this that just includes a bunch of different variations of the Iron Man armor is absolutely amazing to someone like me. And all the suits that are included in this set are some of the best Iron Man minifigures they've ever made. They're all super detailed, and they even have unique color schemes from the typical Iron Man suits that we get. Yes, I know the Igor suit looks extremely ugly, they could have done a much better job with that, but the main reason you're buying this set regardless is for those minifigures, and I think they completely knocked it out of the park with those. The build here isn't anything too special, but I think the coolest part about this build is the fact that you can buy multiples of this set and then build up an entire Iron Man armory similar to the one that we saw in Iron Man 3 with his house party protocol. Say what you will about that movie, I absolutely loved seeing all those Iron Man suits at once. And another cool thing about this set is the fact they included a smaller version of this set that you can attach to it to increase the amount of spots you have in your armory. So yeah, it's a really cool set. Honestly, it could have been a little bit cheaper at $60. It does feel a little bit expensive, but I am extremely biased on this one, and this is one of my favorite sets ever made. Alright, at number 9, we have a super weird one because this set has not released yet, and this is set number 76155 in Arisham's Shadow. This set will be releasing in October of 2021, and it's going to retail for $60 and include 693 pieces. I know the image here shows $80, but that's actually the Canadian price, so unless you're Canadian like me, you don't really have to worry about that. Anyways, let me explain why I like this set so much. So as you guys know, the Eternals has not come out yet. I'm still extremely excited for the movie. We did get a look at the first trailer, and it looked pretty cool in my opinion. We didn't get to see any of the Celestials like Arisham, so we don't know what this set should look like in the movie, but I still think this set just looks really awesome for what it is. Like, aside from its connection to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, just the set itself looks really cool to me. As a young LEGO fan, I actually grew up on the Bionicle theme. I'm not sure if a lot of you guys even remember what that is anymore. It's an old school LEGO theme, but at the time it was absolutely amazing. It was really the best original LEGO theme that we had ever seen up until that point, and what those sets mainly were these very large robotic builds. They didn't use normal LEGO bricks and pieces, instead they used ball joints and that type of thing. It was a lot of Technic and whatnot, but it was still a really cool theme, and this set kind of gives me similar vibes to Bionicle. Like, I just really like the way this Celestial looks, so honestly, even if the movie is not that great, I still think I'll be picking this set up just on aesthetics alone. And then on top of the visual look of the set here, you get some really nice added features. It includes a light up brick, which is pretty rare in the LEGO Marvel theme, and then it also includes 4 of the Eternals here, that being Ajax, Kingo, Icarus, and Cersei. And so far, just from what we've already seen from the Eternals, the ones that I'm most excited to get in LEGO form here are Kingo, Icarus, and Cersei. I honestly don't know anything about the Eternals, I never read their comics, but I'm a big fan of 2 of the actors here, that being Richard Madden and Kumail Nanjiani. Nanjiani. Richard Madden was absolutely amazing in Game of Thrones. I really did love that show up until the last season, but he was still a really cool character in that, and I can't wait to see what he does in the MCU. And Kumail Nanjiani is pretty amazing in everything he touches, and on top of that, he's also one of the first Pakistani MCU characters. And me being Pakistani myself, I think that's absolutely amazing. And from what I know about the Eternals, Cersei is one of the lead characters, so getting her in this set is really cool as well. But yeah, they just included all three of these really great minifigures in this one set, and then on top of that, you get an amazing build, and the greatest part about this is that it's all for an amazing price. It has a price per part of 8.7 cents a piece, which is really great for the Marvel theme. But yeah, it's a really cool set, and now let's get on to number 8 here, which is set number 76166, the Avengers Tower Battle. This set was released in 2020, and it retailed for $90 and included 685 pieces. Now, this set is not actually based off the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's actually based off the Avengers video game. That game is not that great in my opinion. I did enjoy the campaign quite a bit, but the gameplay loop, the really bad monetization, and then the lack of an endgame really did kill the experience for me. So I didn't enjoy the game that much, but these sets are still pretty cool. The Avengers Tower is obviously a very iconic building, and this is a set that LEGO has actually made twice. The first time it wasn't that great, the logo was done in a horrible fashion, and the set just looked very short and stubby. But this set, for the price, is really tall, it's well built, and it's completely enclosed. And on top of that, the Avengers logo is really well done, and included with all of that are some really decent minifigures. Yes, they're not MCU variations of these characters, but they are still cool minifigures nonetheless. Specifically that Black Widow minifigure, I think she looks absolutely amazing, especially with that arm printing. I'm always complaining about how Marvel minifigures never have any leg printing, and this figure just goes the extra mile by including leg printing and arm printing as well. So it's a really cool set that looks awesome on display. It's extremely iconic, and I think for anybody that has a Lego city of their own, this is almost a must-have set if you're a Marvel fan. I still do hope that one day LEGO will make an even larger version of this set, similar in scale to what we got with the new Daily Bugle set, and I would also like it to be based on the MCU as well, but I know I might be asking for too much. This year has already more than delivered. Anyways, that'll do it for number 8. Let's get on to number 7 here with set number 76057, SpiderMan Web Warriors Ultimate Bridge Battle. This set was released back in 2016, and it retailed for $100 and included 1,092 pieces. Now, this is just one of the best Spider-Man sets ever made. You're gonna hear me say this a lot throughout the video, but in general, when it comes to LEGO Marvel sets, I prefer them to be based on environments and locations instead of giving us vehicles. Like all too often in the Marvel theme, we get vehicles for characters that don't really need them. Specifically with Spider-Man, he has all these different vehicles in LEGO, but the thing is, Spider-Man as a character doesn't use any of this stuff. As a superhero, he doesn't really use that many gadgets, and he kind of just rolls around as him as a person. So the thing that I like to see in Spider-Man sets are large, really cool locations that have a great selection of iconic minifigures, and that's exactly what this set does. So the main build of the set here is a bridge, and bridges are just cool locations for superhero things in general, and they are structures that we don't typically see in LEGO that often. Yeah, it's only half a bridge, but I still think it looks really cool, and on top of that, they include some extra vehicles like a taxi cab and a police ATV as well. So the build for this set is amazing, but then on top of that, it gets even better with the minifigure selection. So in this set, we get 7 minifigures, that being Spider-Man, Scorpion, Kraven the Hunter, Green Goblin, Aunt May, Spider-Girl, and the Scarlet Spider. All of these minifigures are amazing. Like, there really isn't one pointless minifigure here. I think they're all great. Yes, a lot of them could have used some leg printing, but again, it's Marvel, and they don't typically do that. Anyways, this is a great selection of minifigures, especially if you're a fan of Spider-Man. We have gotten better variations of Spider-Man and Green Goblin, but this Scorpion, Kraven, Spider-Girl, and Scarlet Spider will forever be iconic. So yeah, this set is just really cool, and it just targets exactly what I want in a LEGO Marvel set, that being a large play set, not just vehicles. So that does it for number 7. On to number 6 here with set number 76192, the Avengers Endgame Final Battle. Now I'm not going to go into too much details about this set just because you guys have probably already heard this stuff before, but just getting some of the basic information out of the way here, this set will be releasing in 2021 and it's going to retail for $70 and include 527 pieces. Yes, I know the price per part is a little off and the build is not the greatest, but that is not why you are buying this set. You are buying this set for the minifigures and that brand new big figure Thanos. This set is recreating what is probably one of the most epic moments in film history. I don't think I've ever had a theater experience similar to watching Endgame on opening night. It was absolutely surreal. There were so many great moments, especially in that ending, when Cap picks up the hammer, when Iron Man snaps his fingers. All of these moments will go down as some of the best in superhero history. So getting a Lego set based on something that amazing just immediately makes this set amazing as well. Like, don't get me wrong, I do have my issues with this set. Some of the minifigures here don't look all that great to me. I think Scarlet Witch could have been done much better, and I would have liked to see a lot more leg printing overall. But at the end of the day, I'm a fan of the MCU and I absolutely loved Endgame, so I cannot resist buying this set. And I think that's going to be a similar story for a lot of you guys, whether you like this set or not. If you're a fan of the MCU, this is pretty much going to be a must buy. So yeah, it's just a really great set. I obviously have so much more to say about it, but you guys have heard all those opinions before. If you guys want to hear more of my opinions on this set or the rest of the Infinity Saga sets, make sure to check out this video that goes into a lot more detail. Anyways, that'll do it for our number 6 spot. Let's go on to number 5 here with set number 76193, the Guardians ship. Yes, I know the vehicle itself is called the Benatar, but the official name for this set is the Guardians ship, so that's what I'm calling it. Anyways, this is another Infinity Saga set, so this will be coming out in 2021, and this one retails for $150 and includes 1,901 pieces. Now, earlier we discussed how when it comes to Lego Marvel sets, typically I like getting sets that are based off environments and locations, not vehicles, but this is a major exception to that, because the vehicle here is not only super iconic, but it's extremely well done in brick built form. Like, even when Lego makes iconic Marvel vehicles, they don't typically do this good of a job. Like, in my eyes, this is pretty much the equivalent of a UCS Star Wars set. It is a very large build that is highly detailed, and it even includes that large stand, and this version of the Benatar is just so much better than the last one that we got in 2018 with the Infinity War sets. That wasn't a bad set at all, don't get me wrong, it's just that this one is just so much better. The build looks amazing, the amount of flat plates as well as the thickness of the wings, it all just looks so dense and well built. I absolutely can't wait to get my hands on this set just for that build alone. But then on top of that, we also get a great selection of minifigures. We get Rocket Raccoon, Teen Groot, Mantis, Thor, Star-Lord, and a Chitauri soldier. Now, the minifigure selection could have been a little bit better. Just because this is the Guardians ship, I would have liked to see it included Drax and Gamora as well. Like, I don't really think this set needed a Chitauri soldier. And also the reuse of the Thor minifigure that was included in the Endgame final battle set, I think that was kind of a bad choice. I know Thor will be hanging out with the Guardians for a little bit in the MCU, but this set really feels like it's trying to be the definitive Guardians of the Galaxy Lego set, and the fact that it doesn't include all the members of the Guardians of the Galaxy feels like a little bit of a missed opportunity. But hey, I'm sure they're going to give us updated versions of those characters very soon, so this set is super amazing either way. Alright guys, that does it for number 5 here. Let's get on to number 4, which is set number 76042, the Shield Helicarrier. This set was released in 2015 and it is based on the Avengers Age of Ultron movie, and it retailed for $350 and includes 2,996 pieces. So this is an absolute monster of a set. Yes, I know it's not to minifigure scale, obviously it couldn't be, but even though it's not, it's still very large. The build here is extremely well done, and not only is it accurate to how it looks in the MCU, but it also has some really nice functionality as well. You can actually get all the turbines to rotate using a crank, or use a battery box and get them to rotate automatically. And the fact that they were able to include that feature while also making it sturdy so it doesn't break under its own weight, that is just some great Lego engineering, and the designers did a fantastic job. Like, up until recent years, this was easily the biggest and coolest thing that the Lego Marvel theme had ever put out. The minifigure selection here isn't great or anything because you can get a lot of these in other sets, but you do get a nice little display stand with the Shield logo, and on top of that you get a bunch of nano figures as well. So this set is absolutely packed, and I think it will look super epic on display. I'm still super jealous I don't have that one in my collection, but that's going to do for number 4. Let's get on to number 3 here. And this is a set that is going to be a little bit shocking to a lot of you, and that is set number 76051, the Superhero Airport Battle. This set released in 2016 alongside the Captain America Civil War movie, and it retailed for $80 and included 807 pieces. Now this is going to be super biased to me specifically, so let me explain this a little bit. When it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a whole, I generally think the best movies there are the Winter Soldier and Civil War. If I had to pick one best film, it would be the Winter Soldier, but I do consider Civil War a better Marvel experience since it feels more like an Avengers movie. In general, Civil War is probably my favorite MCU film ever, and this is like the main Lego set for that movie, so for me specifically, this set is absolutely amazing. But not only for that reason, this set also does a little bit more. So as we discussed earlier, I like getting environments and playsets, not vehicles, unless those vehicles are extremely iconic and memorable, just like the Benatar. But this set kind of mashes those ideologies together. So in this set, we get a really iconic vehicle, that being the Quinjet, and it's actually a really decent version of the Quinjet. I don't think it's the best Lego Quinjet ever made, but I do still think it's really awesome. And on top of that, we get environment builds that help set the scene for this being an airport battle. So this set kind of checks off both those boxes for me, but on top of that, we get an amazing selection of minifigures, which is the main reason that I love this set. So in this set, we get Iron Man, Captain America, Bucky, Scarlet Witch, a War Machine, Agent 13, and then Ant-Man as a giant figure. This Iron Man suit is one of my favorite ever made. It's very plain and simple. Like, it doesn't have any crazy special features, it just looks super cool, and I think Lego did a great job with representing it here in Lego form. Obviously, Captain America didn't have his cowl piece yet, so his head does look a little bit weird, but at the time, this was a top-notch Captain America minifigure. Getting Bucky is great. This War Machine looks absolutely amazing. Agent 13 looks just fine for what she needs to be, and we get Scarlet Witch in this set, which I actually think is the best Scarlet Witch ever made. Like, I actually prefer this Scarlet Witch to the new 2021 variation. This one just does such a better job of looking like Elizabeth Olsen. The main issue I have with that Scarlet Witch minifigure is the hairpiece. It just looks super weird. And on top of that, this minifigure includes the waistcape piece, which is really vital to her look. Now, I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure in universe these suits are identical. Like, the suit that she wears in Civil War is the same suit that we see her wear in Endgame. I could be completely off on that, but if they're not the same, they do look very identical. So yeah, a great minifigure selection, and on top of that, we get the best part of this build, that is Ant-Man as a giant figure. So obviously, we've seen the giant figures done a little bit better with the new Harry Potter sets, but at the time, this was some of the most innovative stuff that we'd seen Lego make. And I think for what they were trying to do here, this Ant-Man looks awesome. So yeah, this set takes two different types of Lego sets and then merges them into one, and it surprisingly works pretty well. So that is going to do it for number 3. At number 2, we have set number 76108, the Sanctum Sanctorum Showdown. This set was released in 2018 with the Infinity War sets, and it retailed for $100 and included 1,004 pieces. Now, I think you guys already know what I'm going to say about this. I love getting locations, not vehicles. And this is one of the most iconic locations in the modern MCU. Not only is it a great build for superhero fans, I think it would blend in perfectly with anyone's Lego city. Like, it just looks like 2 apartment buildings in New York, which is pretty cool. This set also includes so many different Easter eggs and details, and on top of that, it just includes an absolutely unnecessary amount of accessories. I mean, just look at that, look at how many accessories are included in this set. So yeah, the build and everything is absolutely awesome, and then on top of that, we get some really great minifigures. We get the Iron Man Mark 50 armor, which looks great. Then we also get Spider-Man in his Iron Spider suit. This minifigure could have been done a little bit better. I would have liked to see them use the dual molded legs, similar to what they did with the Homecoming suit, but I'm honestly completely nitpicking there. This is a great minifigure. Doctor Strange looks absolutely amazing as well, and then Ebony Maw and Cull Obsidian also look great. And Cull Obsidian, who is a big fig, also has these really unique molds as well. So overall, just a great selection of minifigures, and it recreates such an iconic moment from the movie. Infinity War to me is like one of those thrill ride movies. It's like right when you start, you can never stop. You just start watching scene after scene, and it just picks up and goes so fast, and then the next thing you know, you're at the end of the movie. And this whole sequence with Tony Stark meeting Doctor Strange and then Spider-Man getting involved as well, that whole bit was really great, so getting a set based on such a fun moment from the movie is great to see. But that is pretty much going to do it for our number 2 spot. Before we go ahead and take a look at the number 1 set here, I did want to take a really quick look at the honorable mentions. So these are a bunch of sets that were really close to making this list but just didn't make the cut. I'm not going to go into too much detail about these sets, I'm just going to list them off. So first up here we have set number 6869, the Quinjet Aerial Battle. This was released in 2012 and it retailed for $70 and included 735 pieces. Next up we got 76005, the SpiderMan Daily Bugle Showdown. This set came out in 2013 and it retailed for $50 and included 476 pieces. Next we got set 76088, Thor vs Hulk Arena Clash. This came out in 2017 and it retailed for $60 and included 492 pieces. Next is 76007, Iron Man Malibu Mansion Attack. This came out in 2013, it retailed for $40 and included 364 pieces. Next we got 76021, the Milano Spaceship Rescue. This came out in 2014, it retailed for $75 and included 665 pieces. Next up we have 76022, the X-Men vs Sentinel. This set was released in 2014 and it retailed for $50 and included 336 pieces. Next is 76083, Beware the Vulture. This set was released in 2017 and it retailed for $40 and included 375 pieces. Next is a classic. This is set number 6866, Wolverine's Chopper Showdown. This came out all the way back in 2012 and it retailed for $20 and included 199 pieces, and is currently the only way that you can get the Deadpool minifigure, which LEGO will probably never make again. Next we got set number 76105, the Hulkbuster Ultron Edition. This set came out in 2018 and it retailed for $120 and included 1,363 pieces. Next up we have 76109, the Quantum Realm Explorers. This set came out in 2018 and it retailed for $20 and included 200 pieces. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of this movie, but the build here is extremely detailed and it has a great selection of minifigures. And last up here we have set number 76191, the Infinity Gauntlet. This will release this year in 2021 and it's going to retail for $70 and include 590 pieces. I absolutely love this set and I think it's a must buy for pretty much any MCU fan. So I know that was a lot of honorable mentions, guys, but there are just so many great LEGO Marvel sets. But now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at our number 1 spot. So the best LEGO Marvel superhero set ever made is set number 76178, the Daily Bugle. And I know I'm guessing that all of you guys already predicted this right when the video began, but this set is just so amazing. How could it not be the best LEGO Marvel set ever made? I'm sure you guys know every single little detail about this set, but just to get the basic information out of the way here, it has obviously released in 2021 and it retails for $300 and includes 3,772 pieces. Now this is an absolute unit of a set. It is not only the tallest Marvel set ever made, but it also includes 25 minifigures. And as you guys probably already know, I do have my concerns and issues with this set, specifically with the color choice. I think tan would have looked a little bit better, and there were some other characters that I would have liked to see included in this set instead of the civilians. But either way, I'm really just looking for issues there, and at the end of the day, this is an absolutely amazing set that I know every single LEGO Marvel fan is going to try and get their hands on. Like, I don't think there's any LEGO Marvel fan who would not want this in their collection. Obviously, I'm not going to go into the details of this set because you guys have probably heard all of this stuff by now. If you guys want to hear my breakdown and thoughts on this set, you can check out this video. But in general, the reason that I like this set so much just goes back to what I've been talking about this entire video, and that is the fact that this set is based on an environment or a playset, not a vehicle. And that environment is an extremely iconic location from the Marvel Universe, and when you do it at this scale, it just makes for an amazing LEGO set. Now this set physically for what it is absolutely amazing, but there's also something kind of symbolic that is even better. So this set has kind of opened the door for the entire future of the LEGO Marvel theme. This is one of the first times that LEGO is taking the adult market seriously when it comes to Marvel. They've done it with Star Wars a lot, but now we're seeing 18+ Marvel sets. And that gives way to so much more opportunities for sets that we could see in the future. Like I mentioned earlier, I do want to see an Avengers tower done in this scale. I think that would look absolutely insane. And just in general, I want to see larger scale Marvel sets done like this. And the success of this set has really shown that there is a market for this, and there are LEGO Marvel fans that want these large 18+ sets that pretty much rival the UCS Star Wars line. So this, in my opinion, is without a doubt the best LEGO Marvel superhero set ever made. It's not even based on the MCU, so I would like to see sets like this based on the MCU. That would be even better. But that is pretty much going to do it for this top 10 list, guys. There it is. There's your top 10 best LEGO Marvel superhero sets of all time. Before you head out, make sure to go down in the comments below and let me know what your top 10 lists look like. What are your favorite LEGO Marvel sets? Are there sets that I forgot to mention, or sets that you would rank differently? Whatever you're thinking, guys, anything and everything, make sure to leave it down in the comments below. And also, if you guys would like a chance at winning some of these sets for free, make sure to enter the giveaway. But that will pretty much do it for me. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.